Can you spot the soldier hidden in this picture? Go ahead, look closely. Alright, time's up. Here he is. Military camouflage is witnessing miraculous advancements as technology rapidly evolves. Fighter jets can now avoid radars. Snipers can blend into the bushes. And yes, stealthy soldiers really can turn invisible. Harry Potter's magical cloak is no longer just fiction. If you can keep your troops out of the enemy's line of sight, you've already taken one crucial step toward victory. If you can hide your soldiers, you've got the upper hand. That's why militaries spend billions of dollars every year developing the most effective camouflage systems. And we're about to show you the best of the best. For as long as soldiers have gone to war, they've tried to blend in with their surroundings. But what if they didn't have to blend in at all? What if they could simply disappear? There are no special effects at play here. This is merely the latest next-generation camouflage technology on display. Known as the quantum stealth coating, as you can see, this whiz-bang piece of tech is an absolute game-changer. It was created by a Canadian-based company called Hyperstealth Biotechnology, who've since patented their mesmerizing paper-thin innovation. So how does it work? Good question. The patented material bends the light which hits it, making any object behind it appear near invisible to the naked eye. Infrared signals, thermal signatures, or shadows are masked as well. That means that the opponent's night vision and heat sensors are rendered useless. The company's aim was not only to conceal foot soldiers, but also larger equipment such as tanks and jets. Unlike the more traditional camouflage materials, which are limited to specific environments such as jungle or deserts with one standout color, this invisibility cloak can operate in any surroundings, no matter the weather, at any time of day. It goes without saying that as the world of technology excels leaps and bounds with every passing year, camouflage materials follow suit. That kind of camouflage must be routinely tested by militaries before mass implementation. So let's swivel over to a piece of technology that already boasts a proven track record of success. As a unit tries to advance through open fields, they face one significant hurdle: there's nowhere to hide. That's why militaries decided to build their own hiding spots in the form of fake trees. Why would you want to haul around a fake tree? Because when hollowed out, it acts as a perfect spy outpost. The soldier inside can radio to the front lines to indicate an imminent attack, giving the troops enough time to prepare themselves. It could also act as a sniper outpost. This tactic isn't modern by any means. It goes as far back as World War I, initially implemented by the French, the British, and the Germans. Back then, the trees were made of an iron shell with internal scaffolding for reinforcement, and were often covered with a rough textured concoction made from materials like pulverized seashells. That final artistic touch created a much more lifelike appearance, which was key to its success. As the years have passed, the material has become lighter, easier to install, and more authentic looking. Soldiers' uniforms have gone through billions of dollars worth of research, production, and upgrades over the years. But no matter how advanced the outfit or how perfect the camouflage, there's one thing that cannot be entirely covered: the face. Breathing and seeing must always remain at optimum levels, which makes a number of potential headwears unusable. When there are no other options, the ever-reliable military-grade face paint comes out to play. In warmer environments, camouflage face paint is the clear winner over face masks. As the mercury climbs, face masks can cause overheating or make the wearer feel claustrophobic, which is why war paint has never lost its appeal. Darker paints are particularly effective. They minimize the chance for light to shine or bounce off the soldier's skin, a critical defense tactic in moonlit warfare. These sticks can be bought individually for around $10 online, but to supply an entire military costs tens of millions of dollars on a recurring basis. Still, that's pennies on the dollar compared to the entire US military budget of $721.5 billion per year. With a name like the Shadow Shield, you'd expect our next piece of camouflage technology to have a double whammy approach, the shadow being the evasiveness and the shield being the protection. And it delivers. This clever camouflage product allows the user to be able to seamlessly blend into their surroundings, no matter the terrain or weather. While it sounds like a piece of revolutionary equipment, it's nothing more than a plain old mirror that serves its purpose without flaw. At its core, it's a portable, reflective folding wall. No electronics, no quantum stealth invisibility. The outer mirrored surface is tilted forward a few degrees so that it reflects the ground in front of it. Therefore, the target or enemy won't be staring back at themselves. Air forces around the world are constantly attempting to outdo one another. Everyone wants the fastest planes, the most powerful and accurate weapons, and the ability to deceive enemy radars. It seems as though the US had made a monumental breakthrough in the speed and camouflage department in 1964, as the SR-71 Blackbird took its first flight. This snazzy piece of Air Force technology featured a specialized titanium skin designed to protect the aircraft's aluminum airframe from the intense heat of supersonic flight. This was crucial, considering that it set 2 world records for being able to fly faster than a speeding bullet. The sleek airframe was deliberate not only for the Mach 3.3 speed, but because it reflected a minimal amount of radar energy. Then there was the specialized black paint. The SR-71 was finished in a black iron compound radar-absorbing coating. The paint made the aircraft even more difficult to target when soaring through the skies and minimized its thermal footprint. It's also the explanation for the Blackbird name. The Air Force called quits to the SR-71 operations in January of 1990, following more than $34 million spent on each of the 32 units built. World War II is the most discussed modern conflict by a country mile. Fighter jets, tanks, off-roaders, and endless units of foot soldiers all played their part. Yet one underestimated simple piece of camouflage and deception proved crucial to Germany's retreat and eventual surrender. See these tanks? Well, your eyes just might be deceiving you because they're not tanks at all. They're inflatable balloons. No weapons, no windows, no engines. Just air. The intimidation factor of a tank back then, and still to this day, is unlike anything else. So, in order to make themselves appear more powerful than they were, the Allies created replica tanks to draw attention away from the real destructive ones. The art of deception as a form of camouflage wasn't a new concept. Fake tanks were also used at the tail end of World War I, and the idea itself goes as far back as the Trojan horse. We've actually got an entire video about this amazing art of trickery, and the link is over in the description, so check it out after this one. The Allies didn't just stop at fake tanks, they created a whole fake unit. Dubbed the Ghost Army, this unit was made up of actors and cheap art props. Enemy spy planes would fly over the Ghost Army, report their findings back to headquarters, and in turn, send their troops in the wrong direction. Clever, eh? What's the one creature in the animal kingdom that is renowned for its natural ability to blend into its surroundings? Yup, the chameleon. What if the military could take this color-changing characteristic and combine it with the modern uniform? They can, and they have. Russia's Rostec State Corporation presented their take on the soldier of the future. It was first demonstrated on a helmet, but can be adapted to clothing, weapons, and much larger military equipment. Take a look. Using no more power than an energy-saving lamp, the electrically operated coating which covers the helmet is able to adapt its color to the surface and environment around it. In the future, the material will be improved to acquire new features, such as the ability to adjust color intensity, as well as simulate movement. The American military at one stage attempted to create a one-pattern-fits-all uniform. They called it the UCP, or Universal Camouflage Pattern Uniform. And it cost close to $5 billion to develop and make. Before long, it was a laughingstock. It quickly developed a reputation as a pointless waste of time and money. The reality is that until chameleon camo hits the mainstream market, uniforms must be specifically adapted to their environment. Here's a soldier wearing the UCP outfit, and here's one wearing an ATAX camouflage pattern designed specifically for the jungle. Now, which one blends better? Exactly. ATAX camouflage patterns were created to perform in sand-heavy or timber-heavy climates. The blends come in AU, arid and urban, which features shades of earth and small amounts of green, or FG, foliage and green, which features a variety of forest terrain elements. Most prefer these over the universal designs. Do you agree? Everything we've seen thus far has been focused on blending in on land. But what about water? What does the Navy's camo look like? What about the Marines? Elite Navy SEALs, SEAL Team 6, and Special Warfare Combatant Craft crewmen typically wear this, the Type 2 Navy Working Uniform. These feature 4 colors and are considered a digital camouflage uniform because of their pixelated patterns. The Marines, on the other hand, continue to use the Marine Corps Combat Utility Uniform, which comes in woodland and desert pattern options. First introduced in 2002, these uniforms only cost $319,000 to develop. Meanwhile, down in Australia, a company called Shark Attack Mitigation Systems has created a different kind of water-based camouflage. They collaborated with an experienced team of shark researchers to determine how the marine predators see and therefore how they hunt. The end result was a $500 wetsuit that is near impossible for sharks to identify. Could we witness the Navy implementing these in the future? Would you buy one for yourself? The mission of a sniper is to remain undetected at all costs. They often lay in the same position for hours on end, so they don't need to move around as much as most foot soldiers, and therefore aren't as restricted in what they can and cannot wear. This is why the ghilli suit has seen such a high degree of success. These shaggy, stringy covers are typically thick and heavy, but they do an excellent job at concealing their wearers. Go ahead, just try and find the hidden soldier. Tick-tock, time's up. Did you find him? Ta-da! Surprisingly, ghilli suits aren't widely expensive. They're available online for the average consumer for less than $50. Do you have any ideas for the next major breakthrough in camo technology? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you so much for checking out The Richest. See you next time and have yourselves a great day.